later. Also, Jasican Diocese gets new bishop with calls for unity. TSOs propose 1.65 cedis fuel tax cut. Over 100 teachers left Gushegu over housing shortage. That's according to the MPL Hassan Tampuli. And government makes local farmers poor with imports. The minority is saying this. On the back page, a number of the stories, or some of the stories on the front page are there, but there's IMF cuts 2026 global growth forecast to 3.1%, and you know why. It's because of the ongoing war. The Daily Post, President Mahama to launch landmark free primary healthcare program today, and that is slated for 10 a.m. Non-communicable diseases account for nearly 50% of deaths in Ghana. It's according to the health minister, and Ghana Medical Trust Fund strengthens nationwide partnerships ahead of rollouts. Today, the Daily Post has health stories on its front page throughout. The final one I have here, the publisher, hands-off businesses. Kufuor insists state must not compete with private sector. 30,000 classrooms without teachers. Hey,
30,000 classrooms.
Yeah, I'll get details of that.
Wow, that's 30,000 employment opportunity right there.
Yeah.
Why don't they have teachers?
The thing is about money. Yesterday I was hearing the
financial clearance.
The education minister had to address the press yesterday in relation to the portal which was open to employ some 7,000 graduate and diploma teachers, both degree and then diploma teachers. The portal was to remain open for a period of time, but they closed it a lot earlier because out of the 7,000 slots they have available, 40,000 people had applied already, which was a week after the portal was opened. 40,000 people had applied, and they said they can't keep it open because they have just 7,000 slots already. Times 3 of that number have applied looking for jobs, and they have financial clearance for just 7,000 people. So I was listening to a lot of the analysis, the back and forth, and people say we need to have a strategy where we are employing from time to time, and it comes back to the question, where is the money to pay the individuals?
That's the question.
Where's the money to pay them?
In the pocket, the money. You see where Ghanaian politician would always want to pocket some of the money. As for the money there, we have it in the system. But unfortunately, the money always finds itself in someone's pocket, in someone's account, sometimes account overseas. So that is the problem you have. As for the money, yes.
On the health score, they are supposed to employ, because the minister has announced there's a target of employing 6,000 people, and says it's going to focus on 2021 cohorts. There's 2022, there's 2023, there's 2024, there's 2025. That's 4 batches who are not the center of this recruitment, which is to be ruled out by the health ministry. And we come back to discussions, conversations, questions being asked, and I always come back to the point, where is the money to employ the individuals?
But Eric, also think about this. Why do you still train nurses and teachers when you know that you don't have opportunities for them?
Because we don't have the patient to nurse ratio. We haven't met it.
Yes, yet you train them so that they have high expectations.
And we are paying them allowances while we train them.
Yes.
And then they'll come out
and they do. Yeah. So you see how the whole thing doesn't make sense. That you pay them while they are in school, you give them some allowance, and when they complete, there's no place for them. So it's 4 years, 3 years, 5 years, they will be in the house without work. And you see, and I've always said that our education system, whether teachers, nursing, whether the other form of education we have in this country, we don't train people to work on their own. Entrepreneurship is not taught. There's no opportunity for people who have even the desire to start their own business, and that has been the bane. I think we have to pay special attention to how we can strengthen the private sector. Is it the solution to this problem? Is the private sector, even if when it comes to the issue of nurses? Can you imagine if you have incentivized private sector to enter into the health, delivery system to provide private medical care? You see the number of people that can be employed. The private sector is the way forward, and how we can incentivize them, how we can make the whole environment conducive for the private sector to thrive, to be able to employ more people, is the way forward. The government, see, one thing about public sector is that if somebody doesn't go on retirement or somebody doesn't die, there's no space. Or we don't open some new office somewhere, there's no space. But then the private man can expand his or her business easily if
the incentives are right.
Yeah, right. So unemployment issue, I think as a nation, we don't have to look at it in isolation. We need to look at it in tandem with our education system, because we produce students who come out of university, come out of nursing training, come out of teachers training, and they have nowhere to go because we don't make provision for them. See, we train them, they come out. Sometimes by the time they even get opportunity to serve, all the knowledge they acquired may have gone through the roofs. It's a problem.
It's a huge problem.
It's a big problem.
We've tried exporting some of the health workers. I don't know how far we've gone in relation to exporting them. We've tried exporting some of our teachers, but we continue to produce them in very large numbers. Very, very large numbers. And
yes. And there's one thing we also don't look at, we don't pay attention to, how we waste resources in this country. Do you know that if you, apart from the corruption, apart from money that is normally stolen, we also tend to waste a lot in this country. Let me give you a typical example. I don't know whether people have aware their minds to it. LGBTQ bill. Do you know how much it costs the nation to pass the bill? Because the members of the committee traveled even outside the country. They traveled across the country. Anytime they sat, they took allowances. And so you can imagine how much it cost the nation to come up with a bill. And yet we didn't sign the bill. So waste of resources, complete waste of resources. We need to know how much it cost us to pass the bill that the ex-president refused to sign. You see, and not to talk about the cathedral and other wasteful expenditure we had in the system, but at least we should know how to, the little we have, if you use the resources prudently, I think we can be able to achieve, or we can achieve something very meaningful for the youth in terms of job creation. The youth, they need job to do. The level of hopelessness is getting too much in this country. You wake up in the morning, you're a youth, you don't know where to go. And you are still eating from your mom's kitchen and all that. It is not proper. I think as a nation, you must have a special, roundtable discussion on this issue of job creation. As efforts are being made by the government, we're expecting them to roll out a 24-hour economy to be able to, absorb some of these youths. It is very important we do that.
Let me say a good morning to Sixus John Ulu. There's a saying around these parts: leave no be pension. If you go say what, you will return. Leave, it no be pension.
The devil is a liar.
Nobody has said anything.
Leave no be pension.
Leave no be pension. You go and go and go,
but you return.
Just one
return. No, I didn't say anything. I just said leave no be. It's just a saying around these parts.
By the way, my team didn't qualify yesterday.
Oh, Basa,
yes. Sorry. We did all that you could.
Sorry.
My friend, my brother Solomon also is teasing me all over the place. Today his team will be playing Real Madrid, so we'll be watching.
Madrid, I expect them to be booted out as well.
Oh yes. Yeah,
Madrid will be booted out.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Sixus.
Thank you. How is back?
we are good.
I see that Phil has stopped wearing a hat.
Oh, but he's in one today.
No, when I came in, he was not wearing it.
Is it-
A lot has changed.
he
around here.
wants to say a few things, but you will put it on ice.
So let me take you straight to the Daily Graphic newspaper. On the front page, you have at IMF World Bank spring meetings, World applauds Ghana's economic turnaround. Government pushes for dedicated TVET fund and reforms. World meets in Ghana to honor Asantehene as pillar of peace. On the back page, you have DVLA charges testing stations to stick to vehicle exam regime, inaugurates 3 centers. Let me add 3 more centers. Tobinco donates blood tonic to prison service, and that story is also on the back page of the Daily Graphic newspaper. And the Ghanaian Times newspaper, the most authoritative newspaper, says on the front page, street drug hawking spreads, Pharmacy Council, FDA to clamp down on offenders. Minister sets up committee to probe UTAC allegations, and cushion consumers, CSOs push for 1.65 Ghana cedi fuel price cut. We had a very good explainer this morning in the business news, I think put together by Michael, telling us what they have gathered, likely to be a 1 cedi. Yes, there are talks of the 1.65 cedis, but likely to be 1 cedi. Can it be 2 cedis? Because
And the 1 cedi
200 Ghana.
Is it going to be the 1 cedi levy or some other?
They are going to
the
scrape
levy.
from different
Different,
forces.
the
Yes.
margins and the taxes.
I think the conversation so far is about removing the 1 cedi one.
Yeah,
What's the
but
name again?
the energy levy.
The energy levy.
Yeah.
Yes, and once that is removed, then it means that there's a direct impact, right, on the price build-up.
Yeah.
So as consumers, we get to benefit that directly. But then again, the question is being asked: can it not be 1.65?
Yeah, but I personally am against the 1 cedi levy being removed. I'm against it because, I mean, if the purpose was to for the introduction of that 1 cedi is to pay off
Help
some of
in
our pay off our legacy energy debt, and also to buy fuel to run our plants for us to have our lights on. And I don't see why it should be taken off, because I think then it becomes a choice between a short-term comfort or relief against maybe a long-term energy stability.
I listened to the reasoning. Recall that press conference by Felix following the emergency cabinet meeting, where they spoke about the timelines. This is supposed to be a 4-month relief.
4 weeks of
4
week relief, sorry. Forgive me. It's supposed to be a 4-week relief. Within those 4 weeks, they are monitoring Trump and his people to see whether there would be any significant development which would then impact global prices for us to also enjoy. Well, we all admit that that will have a direct impact on government revenue.
Yeah.
And that means that projects will be affected.
Yeah.
That means that the IPPs who are benefiting from this 1 cedi term are going to be affected.
Yes.
Are we going to see more power cuts within the
The
4 week?
Yeah, that's
window?
what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Are we going to have to then say that, okay, if Adenta was enjoying uninterrupted power supply within the 4 weeks, with that levy removed, Adenta, you have to now go 1 day off for the 4 weeks? I mean, I'm sure those are details that are not clear. Or the IPPs will also say that, well, considering the unforeseen global concerns, which is the reason why government is taking this decision, we will also try to, augment in one way or the other, or put on hold some of our demands.
but the debt will still be there.
The debt will still be there.
Just push it
so
forward.
we'll still come back to the same thing. Right?
Yeah.
It's like you say you want to hide the ostrich. You say playing the ostrich. You bury your head in the sand to avoid your troubles. But when you raise your head again, it's standing there staring you in the face. So I agree with you. There's going to be a significant impact. But then again, the NDC is a social democracy, democratic party, meaning that you are supposed to be empathic, you are supposed to be considering the concerns of people. And mind you, this country, once fuel prices go up, Kofi Brookman and
everything else,
Graphic and Times also go up.
Yeah,
we all find a way of aligning with the fuel prices. So I think it is right that we have this reprieve. I mean, it's just 4 weeks.
Yeah, that's what. But I'm saying that yes, we can look at the margins, some of the margins, some of the margins of even the OMCs and all that, and some. I mean, it should be shared. I mean, that's a shared responsibility or shared bed. We are doing a bedding sharing, right? So that's what I'm saying, that if the one city is touched, what will be the ramification? I mean, for me, that should be the issue.
We'll now be buying at the pump 12 cities, 30 pesos.
Yeah, so
I think generally the pumps are selling to 13 cities.
So the floor price by the NPA is 13 cities, 30 pesos for petrol, and 17 cities, 10 pesos for diesel, right? If the one city were to be touched, we are looking at 500 million cedis, possibly, in terms of how much could be lost in the 4 weeks. Also mindful of the fact that, I mean, I see a number of the papers carry the CSO's projections. And so if you look at what the CSOs put together, the tax component from our fuel price build-up, because not everything from the fuel price build-up goes to government. There are some specific mentioned. So let me just mention them. Road fund levy, 24 pesos for road fund levy, 50 pesos from the energy fund levy, 23 pesos from the special petroleum tax, 6 pesos from the bulk oil storage and transportation margin, the fuel market margin, unified petroleum, and also primary sector recovery levy. Then there is the one city levy in addition as well. We're looking at all of that contributing about 10 to 15% in terms of all domestic revenue gathered. So touching it becomes a problem. The one city specifically, and yesterday I was having a conversation with with Wisdom. He's in the newsroom with our data team, and we're looking at, even last year as well, the government had to suspend the implementation of the one city levy for some time, because remember there was some escalation by the same group of parties, Israel, US, against Iran. It led to prices going up to an extent, and the government stayed its hand and didn't roll out the one city levy for some time. It still brought in a lot of money. He mentioned a figure of about 8 billion cedis last year alone. And so you can see that this one city levy is a huge component in terms of helping us raise revenue. It's and yesterday I would say it's the reason why perhaps we haven't heard anything just as yet, because they are looking around to see
where they can touch,
where they
can cut,
and what it will mean. Because
the implications.
About 4 weeks to 5 weeks ago, we were here and we were playing a soundbite from the finance minister saying that our salaries far outstrip the monies we have to spend on salaries, and so the government had to borrow to pay salaries. We are here and we are saying financial clearance for 7,000 people, financial clearance for 6,000, financial clearance for 7,000 teachers, financial clearance for 6,000 nurses as well. There's government expenditure that has to be taken care of and all of that. As it is now, we can have conversations about how we can plug loopholes and all of that. But at the current rate, this is what the books look like. So if you touch something, there is a difficulty as to what it could mean in terms of implications. But like Sistu said, it's a social democrat.
Something must give.
Something must always give.
Something
Must always give.
something will give. And
Yeah.
this morning we are hearing they will announce where exactly we will see the cuts, because since there's been the quiet, there's been a lot of people are suggesting different things,
And the anticipation is the next pricing window, right?
which is tomorrow.
Which is tomorrow.
Yeah.
But there's some good news. Yesterday we were in the regions of $98 per barrel in terms of the price for Brent, which is like the benchmark. This morning is down to 94. So a further drop.
Yeah.
Should it be sustained? I don't expect this to readily reflect on the pump prices tomorrow, but should it be sustained, then possibly the first pricing window in May,
We'll see a drop.
we'll see a further drop, and perhaps
I
the
think that
government
feeds into the
will
1.65 cut the CSOs are pushing for. I have not really looked at the components of their demands, but I'm just guessing.
So that's it.
That would
That's
feed
it on
into
the
that.
screen. So for those of
Okay.
us who are on Facebook and on YouTube, we can see the proposals made by them, and so these are on the first part we see is the full cost in terms of how much the taxes are taken, right? The full
Yes,
cost in terms
yes.
of how much
Yeah.
the taxes,
The
are,
taxes
taken.
are taken.
And then the proposed reduction
Per liter.
is the last part, and so they are pretty much. But for the 1 cedi levy along with the energy sector recovery levy, they are proposing a 50% slash in all of the remaining levies and taxes. So for the road fund, they are proposing that the government charges 24 pesos instead of 48 pesos. Special petroleum tax, they say, look, charge 23 pesos instead of 46 pesos. Bus margin, it's 12 pesos, but take 6 pesos. Fuel market margin, it's 9 pesos, but take 4 pesos. UPPF, it's 90 pesos, but take 45 pesos is a proposal. So in all, they are saying that if you put all the taxes together, it amounts to 4 cedis. The government should charge 2 cedis, 33 pesos, and give Ghanaians relief of 1 cedi, 67 pesos.
So it's 1 cedi doesn't, the 1 cedi levy doesn't come in here, right?
The 1 cedi levy has been captured because
It's
that's
been captured in the first.
in the first one, because the first one, so you know there's energy sector recovery levy, which is 95 pesos, which was part of the price build-up
Oh,
already.
then the 1
and then
cedi.
they added the 1 cedi. So they've combined it to make a 1 cedi 95 pesos, and they say take 64 pesos off the two of them.
So the 1 cedi should be instead of 50 pesos, right?
Yes. So they put the two taxes together, and it is 1 cedi 95 pesos, and they say the two taxes take 64 pesos off and give Ghanaians some relief, and then they calculate.
Well, so either way,
then it will be less than 50%.
Yes.
yes.
It is less
On
than
that part, it's less than 50%.
the reduction is less than 50%.
So either way, something good is happening tomorrow. You can pack your car today and wait. Wait for the new prices tomorrow. Let me take you to the back page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. It says that Adentan Dodowa Road set for early completion as works progress steadily. That story is by Lawrence Vomafa Akpalu. How do you say that name?
Akpalu.
No, Vomafa.
I have to see.
Vomafa. And being a user of that road, we can't wait. We can't wait. Charlie, the road there, you wash your car twice a day. You go to the mechanic every week.
You know, on the weekend, I
And
was.
still, if you hear the sound of my car,
It's serious. So.
it's terrible.
That
But
is
still, we are appealing to the contractor.
Which one?
Those
The road again.
Adenta Dodowa.
Adenta Dodowa.
From taxi rank.
I recently used the place to Akosombo.
Yes, the contractor is doing well. The work
they are really working on it.
It's moving. Said, and they try to water it to reduce the dust.
Yes. But we are begging you, those speed ramps you put, we beg you, don't do that. Yeah.
But the vehicles too are speeding.
And then the place is dusty too. Yeah,
I'm not saying don't put the speed ramps. The speed ramps are simply too high. So for those of us using small cars, we are always scratching. If you like, tilt yourself 180 degrees or 360 degrees, or you will still scratch. And you see, when you scratch, like you feel it in your heart.
Yeah.
You see, the cow do.
Some amount of money is going to go.
Charlie.
Every scratch
we beg you.
Is equivalent to money.
Yes, you have to control the speed. We agree, but we beg you. It's simply too high for, you see, the small cars. The Prados don't have a problem. The V8s, the Trotro, even the Trotro people. If you see the way they struggle, yeah, even these ovens that they use as Trotro on that street. If you see the way they struggle, and a lot of them are old. So they are unable to even climb the speed ramps. So we beg you.
I'm saying on the weekend I was there because there was an event which was organized which needed.
And the World Bank says what?
No. This is actually a report that Ghanaian Times has done. It says that the road is set for early completion. I'm trying to get a timelines. But if early completion, I'm thinking this year. Because I think it's supposed to be completed by next year.
I mean, I think Govins is doing a good job.
No, his eyes are on the ball.
He's doing
he's focused.
Fantastic job.
Yes,
I mean.
And then still on the back page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper, La Traditional Council demands a probe into Kajano demolition. Let me end with Ghana's favorite newspaper, the Daily Guide newspaper. It says boldly on the front page, 6 caged over 14.3 million Ghana cedi at Dabraka gold robbery. Remember that incident? FIDA petitions CJ over RNAQ divorce judge. The matter is becoming something. Baby Berry case. Pastor, 2 others remanded. You know about this story?
Yes, it was an unfortunate story about a pastor and some other persons wanting to bury a baby alive.
Because he's an evil spirit?
And I don't know.
For some,
can you imagine?
For some powers?
Hey.
And they were arrested.
That story is on page 6 of the Daily Guide newspaper. Cape 3 Points declared marine protected area. You have our Vice President, Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, Professor. State control weakens private sector. Former President Kufuor is quoted.
that headline has been on a number of papers.
The story is on page 3. See, I want to clap for him, but I... Page 3, where is the story? Daily Guide.
It's like he's now found his voice.
Thank you. I wanted you are the politician. I wanted you to be the one to say it.
He's found his voice.
The story is here. It's by Ebenezer K. Amponsa. Former President John Agyekum Kufuor has argued that the country's reliance on state-dominated industry has weakened the entrepreneurial spirit needed for sustainable wealth creation. Speaking at Legacy Dialogue Series organized by Design and Technology Institute, DTI. I think I've seen this somewhere around the Ghana Meteo area, I think. Mr. Kufuor said the transition from Gold Coast to Ghana was marked by a fundamental misunderstanding of how economies grow. I'm looking for the part he says state control should not be controlled. Hey.
But the point is that how many state industries do we even have? Are you getting it? How many state industries?
The few that we have or we had, there were attempts, serious attempts
to sell them.
And we didn't have the opportunity. There was no dialogue for us to raise that in all of the. Let me continue.
And look at Gayhawk.
Gayhawk. Johnny's bite did not rest over
On
this.
that,
Gayhawk
Yeah.
matter.
It's
A
so
matter
bad.
that Johnny Hughes
So
spent
bad.
his energies and times until date. I'm not even sure there are any prosecutions.
Oh,
Yeah.
yesterday I understand there was a search of the former MD's home, Maxwell Kofi Juma.
I mean, for a long. I mean, why should it take us long time?
So
to
long a
No,
time.
There was
Longer
there was
time.
a search of some sort of his
See,
home.
Gayhawk.
In fact, let me check the
We
online
almost
portals and-
sold Tor.
Yeah.
We almost sold Tor.
Oh, yeah.
Because we said it was not productive.
And recently,
Until a certain young man came.
yeah.
And he and his team did the work. And we are seeing some work from there.
And interestingly, you know, the hotels.
Yes. The Senate hotels.
Yeah, they were making losses.
Yes.
And suddenly, they started
Yes.
making profit.
Profits. And there were attempts to sell them.
Yes.
Commander Sugar Factory has been announced reopening or opening
Yeah.
or commencement of work of Commander Sugar Factory has been announced time and time and time and time again. Our friends there are always calling us. Oh, President Akufo-Addo says this, so Chaliba is not ready, or they are lying to us, so then the date will come and pass. Nothing will happen. So, respectfully, Mr. President, well,
2 years in is in his second year in office, right? And the Commander Sugar Factory, I remember very well. In 2016 thereabout was when he commissioned it.
Okay. Even sugar factory, we are struggling with it.
we are struggling with it.
And all of that. 8 years has
8
come
years came and passed. And
We haven't seen much.
Mr. President was quiet. A party that he had control, or ought to have had control, could have called the president then into his retirement home and told the president, Mr. President, you know that the way you are dealing with the state institutions, you have to stop. But maybe he did it, but we didn't hear. Maybe he did it, but President Akufo-Addo did not listen. Maybe he tried. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt. We don't know what happens behind closed quarters. But
Like he could have spoken public like he's doing now.
like he's doing now. Yes, I agree with you. I'm trying to leave this one to you, the politicians, to talk about.
I know you are dancing around it. I know you are dancing around it intentionally.
Mr. President Kufuor, we beg you. You are the statesman that we see you to be. Please, there are some of the things.
You can't say it. So about Maxwell Kofi Juma, yesterday there were reports that officers from the Economic and Organized Crime Office reportedly searched his home at Atonsu, a residence of
Kumasi.
the former Asuka Member of Parliament and Managing Director of Georg Distilleries, Maxwell Kofi Juma. According to the Ashanti Regional Communications Director of the NPP, Paul Yando, the officers presented documents indicated they had authorization to search the premises but carried out the operation in the absence of Mr. Juma. All the keys in his house have been taken. They've taken everything. They brought just a sheet with an instruction that they have instruction from the Yoko boss as they have come. They have to come and search Honorable Kofi Juma's house. He said they have taken all the documents in his room and then his laptop and then all the keys to this house. He questioned the decision by the officers to take keys from the residence, saying, so I asked him, why
he
are you
wasn't
sending
there.
the keys? He said that they have to take it. I said, has he stolen anybody's building or whatever? They were just not ready to answer that. What has
The
happened?
story is not clear. He wasn't there. Someone else was there.
So Mr. Yando, who spoke, is suggesting from the story, I get the indication that he was the one doing the interrogation of the officials. Right? He was the one interrogating the officials on the subject matter. That's the indication I get. I will call it political witch hunting or political persecution. I don't think it's the way to go. When government change, it doesn't mean you should subject the other to this kind of criminal attack. and power will change. Definitely, power will change. And when it changes, nobody should blame anybody for also doing same.
This is the problem.
Must
we
it
have in this
become a
country.
crime for someone to serve his country?
The work that Johnny did on Johnny's bite on this matter should have triggered an investigation launched by President Akufo-Addo himself.
Yeah. But that is his
We
law.
shouldn't have waited.
Akufo-Addo's law.
That is part of the problems.
Yeah, Akufo-Addo's
We
law.
shouldn't have waited for government to change hands.
Yeah.
So this statement that political witch hunt, and we see it running across. If you try investigating a former appointee, then the party will cry political witch hunt.
Chanting, yeah.
If anybody does see the arrests that were made yesterday, then we say, oh, free speech. Oh, people are not allowed to do this. Oh, people are not allowed to do that. Oh, government is persecuting political opponents. Meanwhile, there are investigations that must happen. If President Akufo-Addo had listened to the Ghanaian media, listened to us here on Sunrise, on Johnny's Bite, investigations should have been launched into the operations of GIHOC under the tenure of President Akufo-Addo himself. We shouldn't have waited for President Mahama to take over. No, because what was happening at GIHOC, at least from the documents that we showed here, was simply unacceptable. If for nothing at all, if you thought that the media was lying, if you thought that we here were not...
Have Siga look at it.
Let them look into the matter.
Yeah.
Then you can call us out and say
But
that,
the man
yeah,
was untouchable. That's his in-law.
it's a serious matter.
And you see, I recall.
He was untouchable.
I recall at some point when workers, when this whole Galamsey conversation was ongoing, and organized labor was mooting the idea of laying down their tools to pressure government to take decisive action. He went on a radio station and said, any GIHOC staff should try and see if they will not be sacked. Those were clear threats against
but the man was untouchable.
against the employment rights of individuals.
If a girl was so broke that at a point Mr. Otibonso had to, give them some loan from a private individual.
Can you imagine?
Private individual had to give GIHOC loan, Mr. Otibonso. I mean, this is how Kofi Juma or whatever, I don't know the name well, managed GIHOC. And he was allowed to, do things.
So this thing, cry of political
No,
witch hunt.
as for the bit about political witch hunt,
Let us
I
stop
think
it.
Of course, if there are witches, we'll hunt them. Oh, yes. Witches will have to be hunted. If there are witches, we'll hunt them. We'll hunt witches.
it has to stop.
No, it has to
stop. Not everything should fall into the remit of witch hunting.
And you see, sometimes
we need
it's
to
good.
exact. And the challenge is because the governments themselves don't investigate their own.
That's the point
Of
I was
course.
trying to make. Sometimes
Of
it's
course.
good for the administration of the day to investigate its own members. I mean, we are not saying that the president should always be setting up committees, but we have state institutions who should be acting, who should be leading such investigations. You think that if even the CID, and there were cases, I'm sure those police cases are still pending. There were police reports that were made on operations of GIHOC, some of them against the person of the MD at the time.
The man was drawing
Were these
money.
investigations done? Did the CID, did National Security at the time, did IOCO at the time, did any of the state investigative authorities take the pains to look into these allegations? I mean, my point is that, you see, the story was so loud in the media, especially here on Sunrise, that you simply could not have ignored.
Yeah.
So if you were able to ignore those allegations, you don't turn around now when there's a change of administration and there's an attempt to investigate them, then you cry witch hunt. It is simply disingenuous. It's not right.
So if you don't, if you don't exert pressure of accountability, and we allow some of these things to go unattended to, what it means is that when people get opportunity to manage any office, they can do whatever
They can do whatever they like.
At the end of the day,
Yes.
once you're out of office, no accountability.
No accountability.
And if you allow them to do this, you scratch my back, I scratch your back thin, then our democracy is dead. Then our democracy is dead. We should be able to demand proper accountability from those who get opportunity to lead
Because
this country.
At the end of the day, what? NDC people have friends in NPP and UP. NPP people have friends in NDC. Okay, I'm not sure about UP. I'm not sure.
They have mates.
NDC has friends in UP.
Oh, wow, of
They
course,
are
we have
mates.
friends.
They are
But of course, we were with them.
They are-
Well,
they
that's
are
all
Are
of
you,
them.
sure, are you sure you have friends in
Oh, I
in the
have friends.
NPP?
Afenyo Markin is a friend. That's why Afenyo, let me tell you something. Afenyo Markin is a friend, pal. I mean, I've said it on record several times. I was one of the few who inspired him into politics. So, Afenyo is a friend. Guess what? The last time we saw one another like we are sitting here, it's more than 15 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, why is that?
Wow.
But you communicate from time to time?
And the last time we communicated was about 50 years ago.
Wow.
Or maybe 10 years ago, maybe. When MPP first came to power. 2017, maybe 10 years ago. That was the last time it was even WhatsApp communication. So that is. But the thing is that also like yeah. So but I see him as a friend. Of course, in my heart of heart, I see him as a friend. Apart from the fact that he was my junior in Augustine College in Central Region politics. At a point in time, I was the shining star among the youth in Central Region and even in Ghana at a point in time. So Afenyo got inspiration from me. At that time, 2004 is when I attempted to go to Parliament in 2004 at age 29. I was very young then, with Christine Checha, I contested Christine Checha.
You were really very young.
Yeah,
You were attempting to push down a colossus.
it was. And of course, that election, I say it publicly, that election, I won by voting, I lost by counting.
Is the American Electoral College system.
That's
you
what.
win the popular vote,
But you lose the delegates.
I remember not coming. Edumazi and Amale Tegolete Edumazi and not coming. After the voting, they said our agents should not be there for the counting.
That's when they.
And after they had
that's when you lost the election.
And can you imagine? They said nobody's agent should be there. And it was two horse race. After the counting, they said I had lost by 16 votes.
The politics.
And President Kufuor knew about it. President Kufuor knew about it. So 2008, when I was Kufuor made sure I was disqualified, Kufuor told him the young man won the last election. We took it from him because he wanted peace to prevail. So allow him to contest. Don't disqualify him.
Whoa.
And Akufo-Addo didn't.
Whoa.
Listen to Kufuor.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So former President Akufo-Addo sabotaged you.
Oh yeah, 2008.
One of the reasons you left the NPP.
No. Even after that, I was still a member of the party. I left 2010. I left politics 2010. Not necessarily because of what Akufo-Addo did to me, but because of I found something else to do in life, and I pursued it.
And
I came back
and you
10
came
years.
back.
I came back 10 years time.
in 2020.
To start
20,
all over
yes,
again.
yeah.
To start all over again.
Yeah. So some of those, most of the, let me say, some of the youth, the OPKs and the Pious and those people. They were, when they were at UCC, I was the youth organizer of the party in Cape Coast. So they were all my guys. So I was senior, Mekuduka and all that. I was senior to all of them. So, but when I came back, I don't even call them. I don't even talk to them.
And so,
But they are still
Akufo-Addo
friends.
went
OPK,
against
yes,
you in
I
favor
talk to him sometimes.
Who was Akufo-Addo supporting?
Akufo-Addo, lawyer Ponsadazi. No,
That-
yeah, Akufo-Addo was not interested in. He was not interested in who would be there.
Who
He was interested in
It
me.
just must not be you.
Yeah, it's me. So I remember when he invited me to his office at number 16 Rage. Then I told him, I said, Nana, when you see after our disqualification, Kufuor had national security briefing that they were going to lose Cape Coast seats and other 14 seats. So President Kufuor had a meeting and said, okay, let's rerun those constituencies
Yeah, the
that
primaries.
we've disqualified people. And I was youth organizer, and I was disqualified. I was a presiding member. I was for no reason. I remember the letter that I had after my disqualification. In the letter, they said, for reason that cannot be stated in this letter, you can't be allowed to contest.
Politics is such an interesting sphere.
So he ignored President Kufuor's admonition. President Kufuor said, let's redo the rerun. He ignored it, and he invited us to his office. And I told him,
President Kufuor was still the leader
He
of the
was-
party then.
yeah, he ignored him.
But former President Kufuor then was the flag bearer
Of the party.
of the party.
Yeah, so he ignored President Kufuor.
Okay.
And so then he invited us to his office, me, Shaba, Dr. Anon. Then he said, oh, you don't worry, I have about, he mentioned some figure, 5,000 or something appointment. When I come, I will consider you. Then I told him, Nana himself can attest to this. I said, Nana, it's not about me becoming an MP, it's about you becoming president. The man that is contesting cannot campaign for himself, let alone for you.
For you.
So allow me to go and campaign for you, win the seat and win you the vote. And he said, also, you don't worry, you don't worry. He didn't get, he just, McMahon told Mr. Alan
And he
Chamberlain
lost that election.
that the man said he didn't want to see me. McMahon was my friend, the chairman McMahon was a very good friend of mine at that time.
Because at that time you were, Central Youth
I was
Organization.
a very influential youth in the party. And he was I told him, I said, Chairman, what have I done? I'm the youth organizer of the party. Why should I be? I said, you don't know. I said, you don't know. Eventually, I was disqualified. And they lost the Cape Coast seat for the first time to Lawyer Odro. And after that, the NDC has taken over the constituency, Cape Coast North and South. At that time, it was one constituency. And there's no way MPP will come to win the Cape Coast seat again. It will be a long time.
Ricketts Hagan is the Cape Coast South Member of Parliament.
Yeah, so we used to control Cape Coast, but no more. NDC has now taken over the party.
Sorry, okay.
Is that
Is that why you and
The journey of
Mr.
politics.
Emmanuel Koteng are friends? Because he too, his broom was changed to slippers, and our slippers changed to.
So, and at that point, if I'd gone as an independent, I would have won. Shaba went independent and won.
Yes.
I was very popular at that time. I was very popular in Cape Coast.
And
the
that,
Cape Coast
that, that
was
was it was the same time Paula Foko and
it was as a result of 2007. I was one of Alan's campaign managers in Central Region. 2007. So all those who openly supported Alan became targeted. And Nadu really wanted me in his camp, but I declined. Even at a point, he wanted to.
Even with Alan from day one.
Oh no! At a point, he wanted to go to US with me. Wanted to. That he was foreign affairs minister. So I should bring my passport for visa. I ignored because that I had.
You had committed to the Alan campaign.
I didn't want to be.
There was nothing wrong with moving with the foreign affairs minister as a party executive.
No. It wasn't
in
just
politics
of principle.
As for me, they know it's me. I told you, I'll eat my gari and pepper comfortably.
Yeah.
That's the kind of person I am. I'm
with your conscience.
Yes, my conscience.
You're done with the papers?
Yes, I'm done. But there's
as if I was in one of the newspapers. What this guy?
Oh no, but you see, sometimes it's good to go back into time.
And on some of these
Our
things.
politics has grown so fast that a lot of the young people in politics today, both NDC and PP, they don't know where we have come from.
Yeah.
A lot of them are just there shouting, and they forget the traditions of both parties.
Yeah.
They have no idea the toil that form the parties. And this one, I'm talking about both parties. So you see young people in the parties behaving anyhow, misconducting themselves, disregarding even elders of the party.
Yeah.
They can talk anyhow about elders of and in the party. And so sometimes it's good to go back into history, try to understand
let them know where the party has come from.
And just tapping into what Sixtus said, that aspect is very important because, like he mentioned, we've seen a lot of the young people believing that openly attacking persons, insulting, calling them out, defaming, denigrating their persons, puts them in a better position for fame towards party positions. Right? We have increasingly seen that. And you were a youth organizer.
It didn't
at
used
some
to be the
point.
case.
So I wonder sometimes why, when we advance as society rather, or as a democracy really, as we're advancing, we're tending to see that as well. Maybe it's the perks of advancement and new media allowing persons to be able to parrot whatever it is that they
laziness
can say.
of mind, though, Mawina, because you see, there's, even if you watch political commentary these days, we keep talking about the quality in parliament. The quality of political commentary has also been watered down so much. I mean, growing up, you could listen to even the current president himself. So somebody like him, somebody like the former president Akufo-Addo,
the GH
Mensah, you listen
the
to them on news
Apricus,
analysis platforms back then, and you could feel the richness of the discussions, the knowledge of the issues, the understanding of the problems. You see, but these days we all come to shout. If you raise an issue right now, the communicator on the other side will say, but you did it your time. That has become our response, our strategy to political communication. Kufuor says, where's that story? States should stay away from
hands
off businesses, and say, but NPP also did it. Why shouldn't? That has become our political communication strategy. So even the communicators in the political parties who frequent our platforms, you can see that the richness is not there, the depth is not there. So I mean, there's a lot to learn from the past. There's a lot to learn for, and I'm surprised, honestly, I'm surprised to hear some of the names you were mentioning. The other day you were telling the story about you and Christian
Churchill.
I almost said Churchill.
Honorable Christian Churchill.
And if you know who this woman was,
a very powerful woman.
Very powerful woman, and you had a 29-year-old going against her.
And let me tell you something interesting. So 2008, she didn't contest. I mean, 2008, she knew, I mean, it was no for her. So she didn't even come at all. So when I was disqualified, she regretted she never contested. And 2012 she came. I didn't contest. At that time, I decided not to involve myself.
It's good to go into the past. Hawa Yakubu? Is it Hawa Yakubu?
Yeah.
Yes, Hawa Yakubu. Powerful
very,
woman.
very powerful woman from the north. At some point was rumored to have could have been vice presidential candidate.
Yes, very powerful.
Was highly tipped, as we say.
But this morning, when I was coming, I heard the news. In the news, Afenyo Macken granted interview to.
Yes, yesterday.
The things he said. I mean, sometimes Afenyo, you were a leader, you were a lawyer, and you were a leader of the minority in parliament. Whether you like it or not, you have become a role model to a lot of people. And it's some of the things he said against the judge. I don't want to repeat them here.
Yeah.
I think it was very bad on his part to have done that. If I don't know, if nobody advises him in the party, he should get an advisor. I believe his posturing doesn't resonate with a lot of Ghanaians.
It wasn't the only one. Was it the Swami?
The Soloku MP?
Yes.
Honorable Soloku. Honorable Soloku.
Bafo Iwa as well was
Honorable Soloku. He's
no, I think they did the Soloku, and Solo has been teasing him. And calling him that for a while. But also made comments in that nature. And
I mean, the interview he granted, it was in local, it's a fancy. He spoke in fancy.
Okay, I listened to the one he granted in English.
The fancy one is To the extent that he said, okay, I wish the judge would cite me for contempt and invite me to the court. I would make it come out natural on deserved case of a judge. I mean, whew.
I heard him say that when he granted the English interview
This
as
is in
well.
which of the cases?
And so the
Baba Mando said,
yes,
Bono-
the Bono
yeah.
communications
Okay.
guy.
Okay.
I mean, the concerns he raises, I wasn't in court, and I haven't heard reports from any court reporter as to what played out. But the version of account he gives is that the police prosecution did not apply for bail. They didn't pray the court that they needed Baba Amando remanded for investigations. They said they were willing to have him go and come as and when they need him. He makes an appearance and then they continue investigation because they were going to do some forensics into the Facebook posting and
So they didn't
and all of
propose the
that.
bail application.
They didn't oppose the bail application. So to him, he says he was surprised that out of nowhere the judge says, per their own discretion and looking at the matter, decided to remand him into custody for 2 weeks to reappear. And for him, that was a travesty because once the police prosecution had made it known that they didn't have a
They were
need
not-
for the person to be in, but I know there's provision in law as well which
So
allows a judge.
he was questioning the judge's exercise
Yes,
of
and I heard him mention that aspect as well, that he doesn't mind if he's cited for contempt, but I didn't think it could have gotten worse when he
Yeah,
granted
it
the
was
interview in the
bad.
local language.
I mean, even if you're not in agreement with the judge, I think some of the words, some of the things he said. If you're a leader,
I mean-
you just have to be careful with the things you say because I mean, we've been in this country. All of us have been in this country. We know things that have happened. You lawyers, don't you say that is it the law is in the bosom of the
judge.
Of the judge?
yes.
Yeah. So why suddenly the law is no more
In the bosom of the judge.
So
I agree with you. I mean, there are times that you disagree with a decision that a judge takes, or maybe the reasoning behind the decision. You can disagree with it. You may not necessarily have a problem with the decision, but the reasoning leading to that decision you may have a problem with. And lawyers do that all the time. Lawyers would often communicate their disagreement with a decision.
yeah.
You know that when you are a lawyer in a case, you are not allowed to speak on outside of court. I mean, whatever speaking you want to speak, let it be spoken in court. But you can't be seen granting interviews and all of those things. And it is important that we always stick to the issues. I agree with that. Disagree with the judge, but don't attack the judge.
Yeah. I mean, this was. I mean, that the judge doesn't deserve to be a judge, and I mean.
And you can sometimes to understand the political communication in some of these cases.
So whip up sentiment and
You
base
know,
support.
you mobilize.
So-
I recall the Kuku arrest, Kuku Anyidoho, that evening or the afternoon at the CID office, and the commentary that was run that brought people, I mean literally thousands of NDC people to the CID office. Not to compare the two, but just to make the point that political communication can get tricky. You see, that is why we have to exercise.
They can embellish and
We
amplify
have to exercise
issues.
restraint, especially when there are legal issues.
Yeah.
When there are legal issues. So I'm not sure he meant cite me for contempt. Because being a lawyer, he understands what that means.
No, in fact, he said it.
So-
He said it, and
no,
he said.
I'm not saying he didn't say that. I'm saying
Then
that
I want to say.
I'm
I
not
just
sure-
want to say what he
I'm
said. He
not
said.
sure he meant
What's
it.
it? Mark, come here, United Channel Court. I mean.
Yeah.
That was a politician in him, overtaking the lawyer in him.
I mean. But the leader in him should have also
Should, yes.
prompted him to know that whatever
Restrain
you say, whatever you say,
Yes.
the social media or internet doesn't forget. Internet doesn't forget. So Yeah, let's see what happens.
So, Mauna, before we go, I want to. There's Daily Graphic has carried this story. It's actually a news desk report. World meets in Ghana to honor Asante Hene. Is on page 13 of the paper. The Asante Hene will be honored. They said since taking the Golden Stool in 1999, he's done a lot. They mentioned political tensions he's mediated, international arena, the levels he's played at, the platforms he's played on. Mentioned the commemorative gold coin, you recall that?
Yeah.
And then the Boko Peace Initiative, chieftaincy, land disputes and arbitration. He's been very instrumental in all of those things. So there's actually a move by a group, EON 3 Group and its key partners. They have announced the World Meets in Ghana Executive Dinner Ball to celebrate the Otumfuo as a pillar of peace on the occasion of his 27th coronation anniversary. Hey, so if you were born in 1999, you are 27 years old though. You are still calling yourself a small boy. And Her Excellency Shirley Ayoko Boche would be the guest of honor. You know who she is? You know who she is?
Yes, she's
Secretary General of the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
So she would be the special guest of honor, and they will also have the Olu of Warri Kingdom of Nigeria, Ogiame Atuache the third, and the Queen Consort of the Kingdom, Olori Atuache the third.
Hearing you mention these names.
It's a matter. These are Olu.
Do you need help? Do you need help?
No, it's fine. I have done it well. No, but I took this because I think it's a good thing. Let's celebrate, especially traditional leadership. We are not projecting our traditional leadership enough. If you look at Nigeria, traditional authority in Nigeria is everything. Very powerful. Even a small chief in Nigeria is held as a paramount chief is held in Ghana. I think that as a country we have to, maybe there's something that the tourism ministry and development corporation should take a look at, and then the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy. How do we reposition our traditional authority to have that command? You know, the last time I made this argument, somebody said we should forget it because they have become more NDC and MPP than the card-bearing NDC and MPP members.
True.
But we need to be able to put that respect on traditional leadership. You know, prop up our traditional rulers and give them that central role. Give them that central, so that if President Mahama walks into the Ulo traditional area, the paramount chief of Ulo traditional area will receive the recognition that he deserves to receive as the paramount chief. That the president will respect the chief as the chief of the area, not relegate them, boss them around, talk to them as if they were ordinary citizens. We must be able to reposition chieftaincy in this country.
It's true. I think they should be made to be able to initiate developmental projects in their traditional areas. It's very important. Chiefs would have that before the white man came. We were having our chiefs, and they were our political leaders. And so, with the coming in of democracy, they shouldn't be relegated to the background. At all. They should still be given special roles to play in terms of security,
absolutely,
in terms of development and job creation. I think chiefs can also be given KPIs. Yes, if you support them.
Explain yourself.
If you're a chief And for example, you have
KPIs by who? They are subjects.
because chiefs are also, you see, when you become chief
I
on
think
the
they
lap
already have
on the
traditional level.
on the lap of other people.
Yes.
On the laps of other people. And so the point I'm making is that if, for example, if you're a chief and you happen to have good concession in your traditional area, concessions, and you are getting some percentage of the royalties, and you are supposed to use them for development within your area, I think you should be able to be given a certain, are you getting it? If you're giving KPIs, this is what we expect you to do with this amount of money that comes to you every month or every quarter. Are you getting it? If you do that, then we can also point to the things that they've done. Nanas, whatever, you reign from this date to this date. These are the projects you're able to do in your constituency. That is because if a chief becomes a chief and all that he does is to receive people, receive gifts, and then we don't place value on the chieftaincy concept. I think they should be given opportunity to be able to become development agents within their areas.
They already are.
But
you see, I think it's a question of, and this is where I go back to the argument they have always made. They themselves have always made. They've always advocated for inclusion in the local assemblies, the MMDAs.
Right.
Chiefs should have an automatic seat in the local assemblies. That is my position. If there is let me use my own, Japa Municipal Assembly. We can't have every chief in the assembly. We cannot. But we can have the paramount chiefs who with automatic seats in the assembly as members of the assembly with voting rights. So that where politics is taking over the deliberations and the consideration of projects and other things, the chiefs would be able to provide that kind of
guidance.
I'm also amenable to an argument that will say that instead of giving chiefs an automatic seat in the district assembly, that is the level at which we should now create that upper chamber that some have advocated for. So that rather than having an upper chamber at the national level, we would have an upper chamber at the local level. You have the regular district assembly composed as it stands now. Then you have the chiefs also put together in another arm that has a vote, a say, and some level of veto in some of the decisions of the assembly itself. So that if you have some NDC or NPP, MCE or DCE, who is more partisan than the area itself needs, then the chiefs can bring some sanity to discussions and decision making. But of course, I keep going back to that interjection that was made when I made this argument. Are the chiefs themselves neutral, or they are more partisan?
In fact, when you were speaking, that's what came to mind, and whether or not there won't be undue influences. Imagine having your paramount chief in your municipal assembly meetings. Do you dare go against him? If you disagree in terms of ideals and how things should be done, those are questions and conversations that can be had. So there's a nuance to it. In earnest truth, yes, they deserve to be a part of the planning. They deserve to be a part of the governance architecture. The current that it doesn't allow. They and government, they don't mix. They are respected and they are supposed to be on their own,
which is a problem. At least
I think currently they have.
Insofar.
I think currently they have rep. Normally, is the government appointees.
Appointees, yes.
They will have a chief there, but I'm I've been a presiding member before. I think chiefs should not necessarily be the chiefs themselves, but they can have their reps. Yeah, because to the assembly, and so I think the idea is good, but I see that this is where the problem will be. A chief controls traditional area, so anybody there is the subject of the chief.
Absolutely.
Then now the chief goes to the assembly. The presiding member is supposed to be higher than the chief.
And that becomes problematic.
Are you getting it? And municipal chief executive,
They'll have to come and subject themselves.
Yeah.
Subjecting themselves.
So that's what I'm saying. The chief can have a
I'm
rep.
saying there will be power play.
Yeah, the chief can.
Definitely.
The
Even
chief,
without this, there's power play.
no, but the chief can have a
There
rep
are still chiefs
instead of a
who
chief
are
himself.
very influential in the day-to-day runnings of the assemblies. We cannot disagree on that. There are chiefs today who would call the MC or DC and tell him, stop that nonsense that you are doing, go and do this. And the DC or MC will dare not say no.
Because the DC is the subject of the chief.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, but the
So the
point
power
is,
play is still there.
yeah. But the
In
point
some
is,
of the areas.
yeah. But the point is, chiefs, the assembly, the kind of argument that goes on, and the kind of things that come up.
Yeah.
I mean, having chief involved would also take away some.
The integrity of the chief.
Yeah,
Not-
I mean,
not-
not,
not
not,
integrity, but in
integrity,
The
terms
respect
of-
for the chief.
Not in terms
I mean,
of
I don't know the word you use,
That's
but
why I'm giving you all the words. Choose one.
Oh, no, but not the integrity of the chief per se. But you see, it's like you water down the
the authority
of the chief, like something like that.
So let's create a chamber for them.
Yeah, so it will be good if
you
can
have funds to create another
second
area
chamber.
for
No, we don't
a certain
necessarily even
aspect
have
of-
to create. Look, we have regional house of chiefs. We have, I think, district.
You should have.
Yeah, we have. No, so there are
Traditional-
houses,
Councils.
councils, and then you have from traditional you go to regional,
Yeah.
and then to national. Yes, that's the arrangement, and the appellate process is also like that. Yes, that's the arrangement. But can we turn our traditional councils into another decision-making body? And not necessarily a decision-making body. If there's, for instance, we are looking to build a school block in a district, the project is debated at the assembly, right? The estimates are considered at the assembly, right? No, I'm asking you as former.
Of course, yeah.
Then this is not central government funding, or even if it's central government
Yeah,
funding,
yeah.
it still comes to the
Assembly. Yeah.
for discussions and
Yeah.
all of that.
Yeah.
The assembly committee in charge of education will take the lead, right?
Yeah.
Now, before that deliberation or after that deliberation,
Isn't that where
Then
the
you-
consultation with the chieftaincy authority comes in?
is it?
I expect
Is
that
there?
should be where it will come in.
No, well, a former presiding member,
Yeah, so-
were
so-
you consulting the chiefs?
No, you see, some of the decisions the chief will not be part of the assembly, but the chief will come to maybe either the MC will go to the chief, or he will invite the chief for
More like
discussion.
informing him.
Yeah, because the land belongs to the chief more
Exactly.
traditionally, so you don't want to take certain actions without his input. So that one is there, but normally it is not something that is the MC is not obliged to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but if you can formalize it, if you can,
That's all I'm
yeah,
saying.
if you can do it in such a way that they will play a very
a crucial
pivotal
role, so that even at the formative stages of the project, you see that the chief may say that, well, you are talking about a school block, but my people there, it is boreholes they need. Oh.
yeah.
Will that inform or change the decision on the project? Maybe central government too has gone to find some free money from Japan and says that, okay, Japan wants to give us free money to build school. Can central government convert that school project into a borehole project? Then they will say no. Okay, you don't want school, you want borehole. Let us take this school project to another community that needs it, or another district that needs it, and then we'll go and look for the borehole project for you. But you go and build a school there. The chief and his people, they don't need the school block, so the school block is lying there. Has the project benefited the people? If the consultation, or if the chiefs had been a formal part of the process, would that project have come to them? Would that money have been wasted?
Yes. So no, I understand. I mean, whether you like it or not, they should be made to play
a certain role,
and which should be official. Which should be official.
Most certainly, this conversation, for me, I even asked questions as to whether or not the chief will know what developmental consent.
I mean, can you imagine
people will need? But as to whether or not that will be in the benefit of the people in the long run is a question even to be asked.
Certainly.
I mean, can you imagine
Otumfuo
going to KMA to be part of their deliberations? People will be intimidated.
No. Definitely, Otumfuo will not go.
Yeah, people will be intimidated. But that's what I'm saying, that their reps, it will be good if their reps go. And that one, then the person is sitting in the stead of the chief or the king, and you accord him the respect, but the person can freely express him or herself because.
No, but okay. So let's use the same Otumfuo example. As we speak, he is not a member of the assembly. He is not a member of the KMA.
Otumfuo is not even a member of the Ashanti Regional House of Chiefs.
Yeah.
He doesn't attend those.
But are you telling me he doesn't influence KMA?
Of course, it's got overriding influence. It's got overriding influence.
He may not go to the assembly, but the mayor will be going to the palace.
Yeah. Of course, hey, you will go.
which is well, I guess the
Yeah, but I think all of them do. All of them do, except that, as we said, they should be given a special role to play, developmental role to play, and things should be made to do things in their name. For example,
Yes.
so that you know that you reign for 20 years, and these are the projects you're able to do in your traditional area.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you should be made to do.
Two quick messages via Facebook from Kojo Fiagbe to you. It says, Mawena, tell the UP man in the studio, that's a Bobak man, that I want to go under training with him. I'm NDC in heart, but love him and Senior Solomon Owusu too much. He comes back on the chieftaincy matter.
Are you
and says,
defecting?
You should be answering that question. He comes back on the chieftaincy subject matter and says, if chiefs should be involved in the structured governance system, then appointment of chiefs and queens should be amended. Some of the chiefs are not. He says.
Is it appointment?
It should be amended.
Says if it should be subject to them being a part of decision making, will that also mean the amendment of the laws governing chieftaincy, such that they can be appointed? That will be taking us back to Nkrumah days.
No. It's not.
Sure. I'm not
in
sure.
fact, being part of the local assemblies has nothing to do with appointments and I mean political appointments. No, the two are very different.
Absolutely.
The two are very different.
Time for us to do sports. Mutala Yakubu is here with the very latest. Queros, does he inspire confidence?
So we all sacked Otuado, and you brought us an old man.
No, you keep saying.
Speak into the microphone.
Let me see.
Yes, this one. We all sacked Otuado.
You know, the very
Then
day.
you brought us an old man.
The very day the sack was
announcement,
announced, I was in Germany. I was at the team's hotel. The only person I kept thinking of was you. That okay, so Sistus has been an agent of doom. He's trumpeted this for months, and now it has come to a reality. I was just thinking, I was like, Sistus was on this agenda
But you
for
were
a very long time.
But you were happy with
Not
the
happy because I mean, a man is losing his job, but
No, yes,
I think
of course.
I think in the latter days of his reign, he shot himself into the foot. Where I got a lot disappointed with Otto was after that game against Austria. We went for the press conference. There were about 10 of us in there, Ghanaian journalists. We asked him his system and tactics. And the answer he gave, up to now, I still don't understand. Because any coach in the world has a system, has a tactics that he's known by. He told us that he doesn't have a particular tactics, but his tactics is flexible. It is what the opponent brings. That is what he looks at and also draws a tactics. And that is a no-no. There's no coach in this world who doesn't have a permanent identity.
So that was when you switched sides to
That
my
was
side.
when I was like, no.
And the people
You can't say this.
And the people who brought him,
Yeah.
are the same people who have brought us another coach.
Of course, but
Oh,
they,
they are
they,
the same
they,
people.
they are the football governing body, so
Is
they
the
have to
committee.
we are not- we are not challenging-
Is the search committee static?
for.
The coach, the committee that searches for a coach.
It's the executive council of the Ghana Football Association.
It's not an independent.
No,
committee.
it's the ESCO. The ESCO are in charge
Here
of that.
we do, here we
The
do.
ESCO are in charge. So the ESCO can tax people to do the search,
Okay.
but the ESCO are in charge of making
They
that big
brought
decision.
Otuado,
Yes,
And they brought what's his name again?
Carlos Curios.
Curious.
Just like Curious. Yeah, if you can say, just say Curious. Carlos Curious. I mean, he inspires a
Are
bit of
we-
confidence
That's
because
professional.
The sports people
because
say he inspires a bit of
because of his
A bit.
because of his pedigree and what he's done in the last couple of years throughout his
And he
career.
has World
For
Cup
now,
experience.
I am a pessimist.
Yes,
in all of
2010,
this.
he led Portugal to the World Cup
Okay.
in South Africa. They were knocked out by Spain, I think, in the round of 16.
So he knows Ghana.
He knows Ghana. He's qualified. Oh, he was born in Mozambique, so he knows the African
he knows
terrain.
the
a bit.
terrain.
He stayed in Mozambique, played football before he went back to his native Portugal. I mean, he's qualified Iran to the World Cup on 3 occasions: 2014, 18, and 22. So
Well,
when it comes to
an
World
extent,
Cup,
he's not
yeah.
had the quality. I mean, with
Yeah, the
Iran,
teams with the teams that he's managed, apart from Portugal,
when he took Egypt,
Yeah.
he took them to the
finals of the AFCON. Yeah, he took them to the final. That was 2019
No, but
against Cameroon.
I've always said that we don't have a player, we don't have a skill deficit problem.
It's a technical.
You have
said-
always believed that it's a technical thing.
Yes, that's the position I've always
I was
advocated.
fortunate to be with the team in Austria and in Germany, and I can boldly tell you that quality-wise, our team is not there as compared to what we used to have. Quality-wise,
No, yes, of course.
I
What we
witnessed
used to
all the
have
training
there, yes,
sections
yes.
in Austria. I witnessed all the training sections in Germany. I can tell you that the kind of quality we used to have, the kind of quality. I'm not
When
saying
used to, how far back are you measuring?
I'm measuring
the Asamoah Gyan
up
era.
until even 2014.
Asamoah
When
Gyan
we went
era.
to the World Cup.
Look-
2014 World Cup, we had Michael Essien, Kevin Prince Boateng, Asamoah
Yeah,
Gyan,
yeah.
Ajaman Bedu. I mean, we had a lot of quality. The quality we have now, we should understand that our golden generation has faded out. It happens to every team. Even Brazil currently are struggling. They do not have their golden generation. The Brazil golden generation was the 2002 up to 2006.
You
Since
can,
then,
you can
the-
do a stretch
Yeah.
to
2014. Since then, Brazil have struggled. Argentina have had their golden generation and they will manage to win the World Cup, but they've struggled as well. I feel the Ghana team, our golden generation, has faded out. I'm not saying we don't have good players. We have good players, but we do not have players who can take us to the next level
I mean,
like we used to have. I mean, the quality of Kojo Asamoah back then, the quality of just Kojo Asamoah on the ball. This is a player who could play as a number 10, who could play as a left back. Super quality. He was playing for
Look,
Juventus. Check the clubs that our teams are playing this time. It will give you a sense of where we are. Check the
And you
clubs
see-
our players
So,
are
Let
so
me-
we,
let
have
me-
fixed,
let me
we
make-
have fixed the technical.
Yeah.
Let me add this point that we can argue about where they play now.
Yeah.
And that Mourinho quote is very familiar. Where they play now
Yeah.
of the Black Stars. But that is also down to the decision as to who is called up.
Yeah.
Because there are players who play for some of the big clubs in
And-
the world and do not get called.
There's been an announcement.
But the point is that
We have a
I
Black
was
Stars school, yeah.
understanding your discussion within the general context of our pool.
Yeah.
The general pool.
Okay,
we have
Yes.
so the
fish
pool we have now,
It's not
Is
as
it-
strong
it's
as
not as
then,
strong as
but
what we
we
used
can
to have.
still
but we
get
can still get the
very
best
good
out
players
of them.
out of them.
And one
So
thing
if
about
this new
football, one
coach
thing
is
about
allowed,
yeah.
if this new coach is allowed,
Yeah.
a free hand. to
Well,
fish,
Otuado wasn't having a free hand.
Don't
He
take
told,
me- don't
but,
take me
no,
back
no, no.
there.
But he told us that.
You-
he told us
you-
that.
you-
no,
you
no, no,
let's-
no, no,
let's
no,
do
no.
this one.
Mawina,
No,
he
let
told
me-
us.
let me ask
No,
this question.
Mawina, he
It's-
told
it's-
us.
it's
He
a
told us. No,
it's
no,
a-
no.
No, let
Listen,
me
listen.
ask the question.
Listen.
I'm just asking that if he's allowed a free hand, forget Otuado. If he's allowed a free hand to fish from that general pool, would we be able to make a good showing at the World Cup?
Brief answer, I beg you. Yes.
Since to say will be difficult. I mean, you look around and the quality we have. See, our best player is Antoine Semenyo. Kudus is injured. Thomas Partey, who is supposed to be our lifeline.
It's not been in the greatest.
I
of
mean,
form.
mentally he's not even stable at the moment. we have a lot of issues.
let's-
Salisu is injured.
Let's do sports. I'm sure when the World Cup is drawing close, we'll have a full
many days?
session.
But we had the announcement 2 days ago of Carlos Queiroz. In the coming days, there will be a big announcement as well, and it's one
GFA
that
president is resigning?
no, not at all. It's one that
Oh.
people, it will divide opinion.
The
There are
DIU
some-
is joining
it's
the
not the DIU issue. It will come from within England. It's one that will divide opinion. Some will be
is it
happy.
assistant coach?
Some will not be happy.
We might
Well,
have Hudson Odoi join.
Well,
the
I don't
Black
know. It
Stars.
will come within from around England.
That's
Yeah.
you. Let's do sports. We'll get into all of that. We will
wanted
do
to ask you
full
why.
sports session. One of these.
How many days to the World Cup?
We are about 60 something. Let's now do some sports here on 3 FM Sunrise. My name is Mutala Yakubu. Coming up this morning, Carlos Queiroz, the named head coach of the Black Stars, and Ghanaians have shared the opinion on that. Brecum Chelsea captain has also talked about tightening security in the Ghana Premier League. And in the UEFA Champions League, Barcelona and Liverpool have been shown the exit door. Let's now settle for the details, and you know that the Ghana Football Association have appointed Portuguese tactician Carlos Queiroz as the new coach of the Black Stars. Queiroz replaces Otto Addo on a short-term deal tax, with leading the team into the 2026 FIFA World Cup following a restructuring of the technical team. Three Sports took to the street to ask Ghanaians of what they make of that appointment, and this is what they had to say.
Oh, it's a good decision. Looking at his track record and the teams and countries that he has coached, I think it's not bad, but only just that he's a little bit old, he's aging, he has grown. But we will manage him. It's not a bad idea. Just for this World Cup, it's cool. With his experience, he can do it. Looking at what he did with Iran and the other teams, I think the last time Oman or so, and he's good. He can do the work. With the talent that we have, we just need a good technical director, a coach with good tactics. And I think this Carlos guy, he has it. Man has it. So he will do the job for us.
Carlos Queiroz, me tie ne records no ma mu say so the records no betumi da yeduma kakra dia anke betumi aboy as a Black Star team. In terms of coach, that means discipline from no ma discipline no etumi achieve kakra na coach ni de no ba kakra kan Ghana and Argentina fan.
It's a good decision though, but if any coach that will come to Ghana is a good coach, if Curtis and his team will allow the coach to work, you understand? If they won't allow the coach to work, you see that coach as a bad coach, but it's not a bad coach. But he can do the job. If you watch about the teams that he have coached so far, and you watch the profile of the man, surely he can do the job. He can do that. In Ghana, we have the qualities that he can call and assemble us for us to go to the World Cup. For me, I think he can do the job.
Oh, Black Star coach, where they were when he start our national assignment there, or a downgrade of Otuado cry and get one came into Otuado because national coach now, Papa Bieli, and even considering this age 73 years, I think it's a good idea cry. And I mean, one thing I know for sure is say, I'm for Otuado, no, I knew says a more opportunity for coach. I'm for somebody worse than Otuado, and I'm not even surprised. But
so those were Ghanaians sharing their thoughts on the new appointment that is Carlos Queiroz, who will be handling the Black Stars of Ghana. Let's come back and do something locally where captain of Brecum Chelsea, Prince Anane, has called on the Ghana Football Association to introduce stricter travel safety measures for clubs following the deadly armed robbery attack on the team bus that led to the death of midfielder Dominic Frimpong. The incident occurred on the Bibiani Gosu Road at Ayuresu while the team was returned returning from their Ghana Premier League fixture against FC Samatex. Speaking on Akoma FM, Anani appealed for reforms in how clubs travel for away matches, especially long distance journeys after game.
Two crowd be up on any 2 days to say convention so in India say crowd be up to corner don't need more than 3 hours maybe or then and Canada. We are counter at the time then what was and if you could no more time the journey is not say you travel and I think when you police me no na me send you work in Manaunya police can you do any of the way then or the Itiba ndio vya tubia au hawa usisi ni neno ndio ndio mimi sana na meka mwanzo that means to be up suspension when you are.
Prince Anane is the captain of Brecum Chelsea, and once again we say commiseration with the entire Brecum Chelsea for losing midfielder Dominic Frimpong. Now, before we head to Europe, let's take a moment and do some boxing where Ghanaian boxer Theophilus Kpakpo Alote, who recently defeated Namibia's Jonas Erastus to win the WBA Africa Super Flyweight title, has now set his sights on becoming a world champion. Alote, who secured the 7th round technical knockout, told Tree Sports that his ultimate dream is to bring a world title to Ghana.
I'm aiming for a world title shot, and the opponent that my coach mentioned their name, they are the people in the world title, so I have to be more focused on them. And now I'm in the world ranking, I mean 1 to 15 I'm in, so I have to look up to those kind of boxers who are there because they are also aiming for the world title shot. So if I have a challenge with them, I have to fast shoot them before I can meet the opponent. So I'm not just only watching those 2 people, but more focused on those 2 people because they are holding the world title.
Theophilus Alote there. Now let's switch our attention and do the UEFA Champions League, where Liverpool were knocked out by Paris Saint-Germain after sealing a 2-0 win at Anfield to win 4-0 on aggregate. The second half double from Ousmane Dembele was all the defending champions needed to stay alive in their title defense. Let's hear from Liverpool manager Arne Slot.
I think we made a lot of progression compared to last week. I have to give a lot of credits to the players, how hard they worked. I have to give a lot of credits to our fans, how they helped us tonight to execute our game plan. And that means if we have a high press, it's so helpful if there are fans behind you to keep on pushing you. That's what they did. Unfortunately, it's one of the many examples of this season where we weren't able to score from the many chances we had. Again, we were so far underperforming in terms of XG. And that is just an ongoing thing with us throughout the whole season.
And Slot is manager of Liverpool. In Spain, it was more agony for FC Barcelona after being dumped out by rivals Atletico Madrid. Barca struck twice early to level the tie on aggregate, but Ademola Lookman's goal right before the break was enough to send Atletico to their first semi-final in more than 5 years. Barcelona manager Hansi Flick insisted his side played better across the 2 legs and should have gone through.
I think when you see both matches also in Barcelona, we had a lot of chances, and today also, so we have to score the goals. It's like that, and I will not say about referees about these things. I think we also just deserved it also that to stay in the next round, but we were not so lucky. No, it's like we'll see after the season. We have now La Liga. We want to win the La Liga, and we have to work hard to win it. So it's our, this is normally the homework, the importance of the titles. I know that Champions League, everyone wants to win it, and of course it's a fantastic competition. But at the end, in every league, the champions are fantastic. So we are on the way, but we have still to work. And then after that, we have a look. We analyze the season, and then we see what we have to do.
We are trying to do something.
Drama is not over, and it's going to be even more interesting because Arsenal would be in action tonight as they come up against a Sporting CP. Now Arsenal took a 1-0 lead in the first leg, and their manager Mikel Arteta is confident that they would finish the job.
We are trying to do something, and in this competition that hasn't been done in the history of the club in 140 years. So that tells you the difficulty of that and what you guys are doing. It's the first time that we are 3 years in a row in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. The first time in our history. For other clubs, that's the daily meal. For us, no. So we value a lot where we are. We have the opportunity tomorrow to go to the semi-finals. We are competing to win the Premier League, and we're in a really strong position after 22 years without doing it. So we know the difficulty of that, but the beauty of it is that is difficult, that is challenging, and that's why we are so willing to do it.
There's a heavyweight clash tonight at the Allianz Arena, where Bayern Munich will be coming up against Real Madrid. First leg of this fixture ended 2-1 in favor of the German side, and they go into the game with that advantage over Real Madrid. Their head coach is Vincent Kompany.
I think one of the big things that I try to stress all the time is we have a lot of respect for this Real Madrid team, always. We did it before we played in the Bernabeu, still now. For sure, like I said, we are preparing for the best version of Real Madrid, and the best version you saw against City this year. And for sure, I think that the results that they're having right now is not a reflection of the talent of this team. The talent of this team, if you go through each position, it's still one of the best teams in Europe by far. So that's the reality. But then also I'm a little bit of these type of stories. They're not the real stories for me, because I'm more. What is the history of Barcelona? What is the history of Atletico Madrid, of Liverpool, of Bayern Munich, of PSG, Arsenal? So you go through every team in this competition at this level, and everybody can tell a pretty good story about when they did something incredible.
Vincent Kompany there speaking ahead of the game. For Real Madrid midfielder Jude Bellingham, tonight's game feels like a final, and their season hinges on this.
Seems like that comes down to one very important game, considering our situation obviously in the league, the cups obviously we were out. I think it is almost like a final for us tomorrow. Obviously we want to compete and be able to win the Champions League anyway, but of course given the situation we're in, we want to still be playing for something at the end of the season and not just kind of having games pass us by. So yeah, it's hugely important for us, for the club, and all the players understand the importance of it, and we'll be ready to give everything tomorrow.
So it is tonight. Bayern Munich come up against Real Madrid at the Allianz Arena. Let's finish off with some news from the United States, where Javier Mascherano has resigned as Inter Miami head coach, citing personal reasons, just one season after leading the team to the greatest achievement in the club's history. The Argentine coach confirmed his decision in an official statement, thanking the club, players and fans for their time on the bench. In the 2025 season, his first in charge, Mascherano achieved remarkable results, winning 2 major trophies, including the club's first MLS Cup title, and setting a record with 101 goals scored in a single season. So it's over between Inter Miami and Javier Mascherano. So Lionel Messi will be hoping and waiting to see who becomes the new head coach of his club. This is where we call it the sports update here on 3FM Sunrise. My name is Mutala Yakubu. There's more after this.